Alex, P3 in qualifying there, it was tricky up there with the rain and the red flag as well, but a good result after Alton.
Yeah, I'm really happy finally to put the lap together in qualifying. I think in Alton we struggled slightly. I kind of made a couple of mistakes myself and didn't really get the lap together, but I think now did a good enough lap to put me at the sharp end. So yeah, it's looking good for the races.
And you drove the short. You drove the short circuit here in F4 last year. So what's the Grand Prix circuit like?
The Grand Prix circuit is definitely a step up. I think driving through Maggots and Beckett's in a GB3 car, especially with the downforce we have, is pretty cool. Definitely much more enjoyable than the short track, and hopefully I think it will provide some pretty good racing as well.
And what's it been like adjusting to the step up in performance and the downforce as well?
Yeah, I think jumping up to the downforce of a GB3 car, it took a little while for me to get my head around it. It's quite a big jump. The amount of speed we can carry through a corner now is pretty insane compared to F4. So I think definitely was a little bit difficult to get used to, but I think now that I have, I'm really enjoying it.
And it looked tricky to pass at Alton, but what are you expecting at Silverstone? Is it be a bit easier, or although it's raining?
I think the track's a lot wider, and I think there's more opportunities maybe to use the slipstream to your advantage to get past. But I think at the same time, we have Cops, Maggots, and Beckett's where you're going to get pretty bad dirty air when following, and then we have a long straight after that. So I think if you can manage to stay close and manage to be okay in the dirty air, then possibly. But I think it will be quite tricky as well.
And how much of a help has it been having two teammates with Sutta, of course, who's a Rebel Junior as well, and all that data that comes with that?
Yeah, I think we've been working pretty closely, and I think I have a pretty good relationship with my teammates. So it's been enjoyable working with them, and obviously South he's a pretty good driver as well. So having data from him has been helpful. I think we're kind of working with each other, but also pushing each other at the same time. So it's kind of a pretty good dynamic we have in the team.
And of course, you won the British F4 Championship last year. So do you feel there's a bit more pressure coming into this series as a champion, or is it just you're a rookie as well?
No, I think of course after having such a good year last year, I have high expectations again. But I think the championship this year is quite a step up from last year. I think the level of talent on the grid is quite high. There's a lot of really good drivers, and every time when we come in, the lap times are always super close between everybody. So it's quite tough. But yeah, I think definitely I have a high expectations, and I think we can do well as long as we put everything together. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the year.
And what are you expecting from the race later on?
I think it's going to be a tricky one. Obviously, it's probably going to be a lot more wet than what we saw in qualifying. So I think just if I can get a good start and then stay where I am and try and make a couple of places, it'd be nice.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Great to meet you again.
You too.
And
Thank you.
all the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you.